two presentations this week, the Atlanta Information Management Quarterly Update, as well as the Department of Procurement's Quarterly Update. I'm going to ask that in terms of the presentation itself, to the extent that y'all can stay within a 10-minute time frame on the presentation, that'll leave us a good amount of time for questions and responses. But just as a guideline, because I think both are going to be fairly meaty. But yeah, let's see what we can do on that. Any questions or comments on that?
Mr. Wan,
Yes.
This is Jadeep. I know we have a lot of updates. We'll try to squeeze it as much as possible and not get into the details. You will have that material in front of you. And if you have any questions, you can ask those in that 10-minute period. But we are going to focus more on enhancements and automations.
Perfect. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I think that'd be perfect. I mean, that way, I mean, if you present the information and then we can go back into the specific elements that we want to get more information on, I think the way you've structured it sounds perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, other questions or feedback on the presentations? Okay, communications, we have 23-C5033. This is one that's postponing completion of the audit that was requested under subcontractor utilization. Ms. Noble, is Amber Noble going to be presenting this? Is that correct?
Amanda, yes.
Amanda, sorry. Yeah, okay.
I don't really have a presentation for that one. It's
just a discussion.
Just a discussion, but I'll be there to answer questions.
Okay, and is it a postponement or just a termination?
Well, it's a little bit of both. We are terminating this audit, but the audit committee has asked us to look at it again, starting with a different scope.
I gotcha. Okay, very good. Thank you. Questions or requests from my colleagues on that? All right, then we have another report coming, the performance audit report 23-C5034. I understand that Ms. Hagley is going to present this. Is that?
That's correct.
Okay. Any requests or questions on that audit? All right, we have one ordinance for first read, which we'll read in and then bring in during the next cycle. So that takes us to our ordinances for second read. Items 4 and 5 are related, 23-01100 and 1101. These are papers that add additional funding sources for the Joseph E. Lowry Complete Street Project. Who will be presenting from the department on these two? Is this ADOT or is this finance? And I don't.
Good afternoon, Councilmember Juan. I believe Dean will present.
Oh,
I don't know if Mr. Santillo or anyone from his team is on the line.
I'm on the line, and this is for
1100 and 1101, the Joseph E. Lowry Complete Street Project, adding additional funding sources.
Okay, I will look into that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Questions or requests for that? I would just also, since it's referencing impact fees, just in case, I don't know if that's going to spark some conversation or questions about impact fees, but I would suggest making sure that we've got folks ready to speak to those, speak to the impact fee side of things.
Yeah, and Mr. Juan, this is actually ADOT. I'm sorry, I was looking at the first read.
Okay.
These are ADOT papers. I'll ensure that Commissioner Cavendish or someone from his team is present.
Perfect.
So this is Deputy Commissioner Moore from ADOT. Commissioner Emeritus Bomar will most likely be speaking to these for us.
Okay. I will write her name down, but if someone else is there, that's fine. But okay. And if you could just relay to the team, the question about just again the preparation of if the subject of impact fees comes up, and we go deeper into that.
Yes, sir.
All right. Item 6 is 23-01120. Council members Farokhi and Dozier. This is a sublease for 2 Peachtree Street. I understand that we have a substitute for this coming, but who will be speaking to this one on Wednesday?
It's either going to be myself or Josh Humphreys on this one.
Okay. Okay, and this, yeah, we can talk about it. There are any questions or requests from my colleagues on that paper? All right, item 7, 23-01121, Councilmember Norwood's paper for council carry forward. Believe it or not, this is the only council carry forward paper we have this time. So any questions or requests for this one? All right, 23-01122, Councilmember Overstreet paper for Data Miner Inc. Contract. Who will be speaking to this? Is this AIM or aviation?
Mr. Chair, this is from the Mayor's Office of Emergency Preparedness.
Oh, okay.
And Felipe Denbrock will speak to this item.
All right, thank you. If he can also be prepared to speak to the contract expiration status, when he presents, that would be helpful. Okay, Mr. Pace.
Will do.
All right, other questions or requests on that one? All right, number 9 is 23-01126, Councilmember Bakhtiari and Juan. This is an annexation paper, so we will hold this as the companion papers move through their other respective committees. Questions or comments on that? All right, item 10, 23-01128, Councilmember Westmoreland's paper, and this is to prohibit discrimination based on criminal history and for other purposes. I was asking earlier, is this a administration paper or is this Councilmember Westmoreland's paper? And is there someone from the department that can speak to this when it comes up?
Good afternoon, y'all. This is Amber Robinson from the City Attorney's Office. First speaking on, I'm sorry I missed it, but I believe you mean 23-01128. Is that
Yes,
the
correct.
So that is a paper, that's a personal paper, and law is in the process of reviewing that and may have an opinion to present to yourself and the Councilmember Westmoreland prior to the meeting.
Okay. All right, so we'll see where y'all end up, and if not, if we need to hold this in order for you to complete your analysis, we can. But okay, thank you. Other questions or requests on that paper? All right, 23-01129, council members Bond, Westmoreland, Winston, Faroki, Amos, Dozier, Boone, and Lewis. This is a donation of $5,000 for the Black Music and Entertainment Walk of Fame. I don't know if the author will be here to speak to this, but this is tied to the paper that we did hold in committee last week. So we'll see what happens in a discussion Wednesday, but any questions or requests on this paper for Wednesday? Okay, we'll jump into resolutions. Item 12 is 23-R3229. Councilmember Amos's paper to support the Safe at Home Act that's moving through the General Assembly. This looks like it's kind of on the tenant rights issue. Any questions or comments or requests on that one? Mr. Pace, I would ask if you can, if Ms. Mitchell, Kenyatta Mitchell, has any concerns about this in relation to kind of the effort across the street, if she can make sure that she sends a signal to us before Wednesday, before we take action on it, that'd be helpful.
Will do, sir.
All right, thank you. Item 13 is 23-R3236. This is the standard watershed water refund paper. I understand we will have a substitute for this. There are some actions to take. Any questions or requests on this one?
This is Kathy Martin with the department. I don't think we have a substitute ready.
Okay.
So we may have to hold it. Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, we'll look to y'all for a signal on Wednesday. We'll be prepared either way. Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any questions or requests on that one? All right, 23-R3238. This is a agreement for health center management on the on-site employee wellness center. Who will be speaking to this? Will this be HR or Deem or someone else?
This is April with the department. Commissioner Smith will be speaking to this.
Great. Okay. Thank you. Any questions or requests for this? All right. Let's keep moving. Item number 15. So 23-R3239, task order number 2 with Harrison Smith LLC for APD Zone for Precinct Design Services. Commissioner Santillo, will you be speaking to this one?
Yes, yes. I'm
Okay.
speaking to-
Any questions or requests for this one? All right, 23-R3240, first renewal option with ARS Mechanical. Again, Commissioner Santillo, I suspect you'll be on this one.
Me as well.
Okay, questions or requests on this one? 23-R3241, task order number 3 with Harrison Smith for Atlanta Zone 1 parking reconfiguration. Commissioner Santillo, I'm assuming you.
That is me again.
Okay. Any questions or requests from my colleagues on that one? All right, 18 is task order number 4, again with Harrison Smith. This is for various projects scheduling. Commissioner, again, you.
That'll be me.
All right, questions or requests? It seems pretty straightforward. All right, and then last one in resolutions, number 19, 23-R3244, renewal number 2 with Rico USA for council copier. Ms. Kempson, right, I understand you'll be speaking to this?
Yes.
Okay, any questions or requests on this one? All right, dual referreds. We don't have anything new that was introduced last week at council, but we'll see if any of the other committees send anything to us. And then papers held in committee. I'm not aware of any. Are there any coming forward from the administration? I'm not aware of any at this moment. I will say, though, for the benefit of my colleagues, and I'll mention this at our committee on Wednesday, we did have the work session last week regarding the removal of the ethics office from the Inspector General's office, as well as we heard from the Inspector General and her board in terms of some changes they wanted to make. It's item number 31, 22-01823. It's my intent, perhaps, to give us a little more time to digest and research what they had proposed. But in the next cycle, I'm going to ask that any changes that, in addition to what's already on the table with the ethics office, if there are council members that want to essentially amend or add in some of the requests of the OIG, that will be the meeting that will take all that up in, so that we can get it done in time for budget considerations. So just kind of signaling that timeline, unless anyone has any questions or concerns about that. Okay, and then I also just want to say, I'm sure that Ms. Robinson will make herself available if anyone has any direct specific questions about items that you wish to move forward or discuss. So just confirming from the department administration, no other papers coming off of held at this moment. Okay. All right. Well, that is all for the briefing today. And we will see everybody Wednesday at 1:30 in committee room. So y'all have a great rest of your Monday.
Good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, bye-bye.
Good day.